For the main course of my Christmas feast, I'm gonna make a rolled turkey breast with a sage and cranberry stuffing. It's incredibly easy to carve, and that's where the cheat comes in. It starts off by making the stuffing. So in a pan, I have sweated off some onions, some finely chopped onions, in quite a lot of butter. And now that it's cooled, I'm gonna add in some breadcrumbs. And to give a little bit of sweetness to this stuffing, I'm using cranberries. For my aromatics, I'm going to use some sage leaves and a little bit of flat leaf parsley. So just take off a small handful of sage leaves and a small handful of parsley. Season it up with some sea salt and some ground black pepper. Give it a good mix through and just make sure all those breadcrumbs get coated in the butter and all those wonderful aromatic flavors. This stuffing is now ready for the turkey. So I have some turkey. I'm using a turkey breast here. It's a great way of feeding a lot of people, and they're quite generous. Transfer the turkey across to a large chopping board. Take a sharp knife, keep your hand flat on top, and then just run the knife in. And if this looks too challenging, you could, of course, ask your butcher to do it for you. Lay on a piece of parchment paper, and then just using a meat tenderizer, hammer, or even a rolling pin will do, just flatten it out. And now it's time to stuff. So just push it around so that it lays out horizontally to you, and then grab that stuffing and place it over the top. Push the stuffing to one side and make sure that it's nice and compact, and then just roll it up. Just remove the parchment paper from underneath, and now that we have a beautifully stuffed turkey breast, it's time to tie this and make sure that it's nice and tight in the oven. I'm going to take some butcher's string, and you do want quite a bit to work with. Snip it off at the end, fit it in underneath the bird, and at the thickest part, you want to tie your first knot. And then taking about 2 fingers of distance, you're going to do exactly the same thing, essentially. Run the string underneath the turkey breast, and then just slip that string underneath. Using this method, continue all the way down the breast of the bird. When you get to the end of your tying process, just flip the bird over like this, and then take the rest of that string and just run it through the rest of those little loops. Flip it over one final time, and then take that string and then tie it off here. Transfer it across to a baking tin. Bring the baking tin back to the chopping board, and then using some softened butter, just completely slather the whole top. And you want to be generous with your butter here. Give the hands a quick clean. Once the turkey breast is looking like this, it's time to put it in the oven. So I'm going to season up with some sea salt. This will now cook in the oven for about 40 to 50 minutes per kilo. And a breast this size is going to cook for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. While this cooks off, I'm going to be basting it with a combination of maple syrup and a little bit of orange juice, and it gives the most beautiful golden color and a little sweet taste to that exterior of your bird. It's going to be absolutely amazing. As soon as the turkey has a really rich golden color on the skin, make sure to cover it with tinfoil for the rest of the cooking time. When it comes out and the juices run nice and clear, it's cooked, so transfer it to a chopping board and allow it to rest under tinfoil for a good amount of time so that you get left with loads of juices in the bottom of the board. Now, take off the tinfoil and you get left with the most beautiful turkey. So it's ready to carve at this point. So using a little sharp scissors, just take off that string. Just snip it in little areas like this. This is the beautiful part about this method. There's no bones to think about. So give it nice, generous slices and just take off that end piece. And look at that. Just tender and moist, succulent pieces of turkey breast with that lovely, generous stuffing running through the center. It is a really simple method and a great thing to serve up this Christmas day. And serve it up with some crispy roast potatoes and some honey and sesame carrots and a really rich gravy, and it's something truly special.